Um, but on the video games, wrap things up. We're going to talk about Splinter Cell Remake, officially in the works. It will be ground up remake using the Snowdrop engine. It's been a while since we had a proper super spy stealth game. The last one we had was Metal Gear Solid 5, and I think that was like 2015. I know you're excited. You like yourself some Splinter.
I do. I love me some Splinter Cell. Everyone that knows me knows I love Splinter Cell. When that announcement came out, immediately I sent it to like everybody I knew that also liked video games was starting to freak out.
Yeah. I watched a documentary slash history of a Splinter Cell video by Nick 930 on YouTube, who does tons of other dope game docs I've watched before. And if anybody's watching this and you know of Splinter Cell but don't know a lot about the franchise, you can go check out the video. It's really good. You might like it too. Yeah. And because the only Splinter Cell games I've played were essentially the last two games, Conviction, Blacklist. It's in my brain, even though I knew it was a stealth series, I could only remember the more action-oriented games that are Conviction and Blacklist. So I was like, okay, where did it start? Like, how stealthy are these games truly? And they're pretty stealthy. The first few games are pretty stealthy. In a lot of ways, they're a combination of Thief and Metal Gear. That's like two of the biggest inspirations that they drew from. Thief in the sense of how you manipulate light and shadow to do your stealth, and the third person kind of like shooter shooter-ish gameplay, heavily inspired by at the time. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 3 was out. Metal Gear Solid 2 was out at this time. Almost likely inspired by Metal Gear Solid 2 specifically. So yeah, because seeing how similar those games are to Thief and Metal Gear, makes me hyped to see this first game be remade, and doubly hyped to see the second game be remade because people say that the second game is the best.
It is the best game.
If the first one does well, then they'll definitely do Chaos Theory, and I'll be excited for that as well. And I want me a Metal Gear Solid remake eventually. Like, why are people calling me?
That theme song, like, what is that? That sounds like the weirdest, like.
Balrog's theme from Street Fighter.
Is it
Hello.
really?
It's actually really good. You should check it out. Most Street Fighter music is amazing. Like, eventually, we're gonna have to talk about more music on this podcast, not just video game music, but like just music in general. Because I love music.
I was gonna say I've heard most. I've heard most Street Fighter theme. I did not know that was Balrog's. Huh. Ken's theme in Street Fighter is like one of my favorite video game themes of all time.
Ken's theme is straight up. It's my favorite Street Fighter theme. But the other Street Fighter games, like the non-numbered games, like was it Street Fighter EX? I think that's what it's called. Has some great themes, alternate themes with characters. Like the alternate theme for Sakura, Guile, and Chun Li in that game are incredible. Especially Sakura and Chun Li. I like Chun Li's theme, that version of Chun Li's theme, more than Cammy's theme is probably a close second for my favorite Street Fighter theme. I think it's really good. But yeah, anything else to say about Splinter Cell before we wrap up?
Uh, no.